COVID-19 pandemic bringing hardships to many South Africa's artists and musicians. In fact, as you know, live music events have ceased, and this has seen some artists struggling to access relief funds earmarked for the sector. And now they're also embroiled in a court battle of some sorts with the SABC, which has allegedly failed to pay needle time royalties to artists for 5 years now. House music producer and businessman DJ Ganyani, beg your pardon, joins us now to at least give us a better sense of how these things pan out. Doctor, hopefully in the future, but DJ for now. It's great to have you on the program, DJ Ganyani. Thanks very much indeed for making time. Let's start by understanding the language, right? What exactly is needle time royalty, or what are needle time royalties?
Well, needle time royalties are royalties that are collected for your performers as well as the record labels.
Right. Before getting here, which is essentially approaching the courts, I imagine some kind of discussion would have needed to take place with the SABC. Part of what I've read about this is SAMPRA actually accusing the SABC of negotiating in bad faith. What happened?
Well, it's been an ongoing battle since 2015. There hasn't been any payments from SABC for the needle time royalties, So SAMPRA on several occasions, tried to reach, an amicable agreement with SABC, but it never happened. So it got to a point whereby SAMPRA had no option but to take the public broadcaster to the court.
How much are we talking here?
It's about 250 million, 250 million rands. Remember, this is these are outstanding payments, since I think around 10 to 11 years ago. Yeah. So it has amounted to about 250 million rands.
Right, which is obviously, if it is paid up, will be split amongst thousands of artists in the country. But the complexity, as far as I understand from the SABC side, is that they're actually struggling with trying to ascertain how the money itself should be split. In fact, the SABC is being quoted in some articles are saying that they don't mind actually paying out the royalties themselves. They say there's a dispute between how much should actually go to SAMPRA, which is one of the organizations, as well as I'll find it now, another organization that essentially does similar work with SAMPRA. Is that a complexity that you are aware of?
Yes, it is, but that shouldn't be a problem, because I think it is of the artist's best interest, for the two parties to reach, an amicable agreement. If SABC has got those kind of challenges, I think it's something that needs to be resolved with SAMPRA. So I did hear that I am aware of this other organization, yeah, that they should be split between SAMPRA and that other organization.
It's the Music Performance Rights Association, IMPRA. So the SABC is saying they're actually not quite sure how to split the money between the two. I mean, would you at least agree that that is the first question to be answered before any money will go anywhere?
Exactly. I think what needs to be looked at as well is the amount that 250 million amount that is being owed to SAMPRA, as to how much is due to SAMPRA and how much is due to the other organization, which is IMPRA. So I think if the three parties can sit down and resolve this issue, it will augur well for the artists, because the industry has taken a big knock. I think you are aware that we are the most hit in this COVID, and it's something that has been there, for quite some time, even before the COVID-19. So imagine how many families are being affected by this, So we haven't been able to get shows, live shows. When it comes to even outdoor shows, it's been worse, because of those ones have been prohibited at all. So we've taken such a big knock in the industry.
Yeah, and we'll speak about that in a bit more detail, hopefully time allowing. What SAMPRA is also now warning, if the court bid fails is to interdict the SABC from playing any music songs or any of the artist's songs. Are you aware of what kind of ramification that will have?
Look, I honestly wouldn't wish for that to happen. I still feel that as artists, as SAMPRA, we still need our music to be played on SABC. But imagine having to provide somebody with your services for more than 10 years and not getting, and not getting paid. I mean, that is just uncalled for, So we have no options now as artists, as SAMPRA, but to take this to the court. And then obviously, we also have to take a knock somewhere. If our music is being played, but we're not being compensated, what else can we do? So that is the only option now that can force the SABC to actually settle this.
Sure. Let's speak more about the plight of artists in the meantime. I mean, as you've rightly pointed out, I've also mentioned in my intro, it's been months of some artists receiving, some instances, no money at all. How are people making ends meet as far as you know?
Look, the entertainment industry has taken a big knock concerning that. And it did not only affect us as artists, it also affected our clients as well. So you can imagine that if, let's say, you have a certain place that you used to work at, and they don't have enough funds to pay you as an artist, so that affects us. So with us, it has been a challenge. When we in studio, creating music. People like myself, I can't sing, I can play certain instruments, but for me, to create a great song, I need to have, session musicians, you understand? And for you to have session musicians, you also need to compensate them from your own pocket, So it has been quite a challenge, since last year, March. We haven't been getting enough shows. We haven't been getting enough gigs, do you understand? So that is the challenge that we are facing currently as the entertainment industry. Remember, when alcohol is prohibited, when the sales of alcohol is prohibited, it affects our business as well, because our business is aligned with alcohol. For example, I'm not promoting alcohol, but I'm just saying, when social and public gatherings have been prohibited, it also affects us, And on the other hand, we have this problem where our services have been utilized, but we're not being compensated. So it has been quite an uphill struggle for us.
One can only imagine, and we'll try watching the story as it unfolds. For now, let me thank you for your time. I really appreciate your weighing in. DJ Ganyani, a well-known DJ that you might know, also a businessman within the sector. Just so you know, we did reach out to the SABC. We found a representative from the organization, but they opted not to use the opportunity to provide their side of the story.